What's good, YouTube? Carfight King here, Aqua Life Baby. You already know how it is. So today's video, guys, I wanted to do a deck profile on my brother's yellow slash Angemon Kentaurosmon deck, so to speak. Um, Yellow, I would have to say, yellow is more of what I would consider to be a I guess close what you could call to control. Yellow really has two different builds. Two different builds. So the first build, one of the builds is recovery. So it has a is based around recovery, keeping your security high. Um, and they kind of it feels like you're kind of stalling out your opponent by keep gaining security throughout the match. They do have some cards like Seraphimon for security +2, but really that's what it is. But the deck doesn't have much of an offensive output, and I guess doesn't do too well when it comes to like you know obtaining control over the field. But the more popular version is really the DP reduction version, where you reduce your opponent's Digimon's power, and when an opponent's Digimon's power hits zero, that Digimon is deleted. It kind of self destructs, so to speak. And that seems to be the more popular version. Obviously, the that is the version of the deck that even moving forward into the next set with Shine Greymon and everything else, that's really the direction that yellow is really being taken and focused on. So we kind of have a build. A little bit. A lot of it was inspired by TrueChampion Steven, a good buddy of mine, and you know, just yellow. It is where it is right now. It doesn't have the greatest card. It doesn't really have a good card pool now. Really, when we get set 1.5 in a month, we'll have a much better. There obviously will be a much better card pool, much better boss unit for yellow. But right now, kind of with what we have, with the cards from the trial deck and the stuff we got in 1.0. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So as you see from before, I kind of flipped it. So now it's on the Royal Knight side of it. But let's go ahead and get into the eggs. So for the eggs, we have 2 copies of Cubimon and 3 copies of Tokamon. Really, these eggs aren't really that great. Um, Cubimon is basically an egg where if you have 5 security when you attack, you draw a card. Tokamon is when a card has been deleted by its power being reduced to 0. The card, the Digimon top of it gets 1,000. It's not something that really comes up too often, but which kind of should. But it's an okay card. It's not great. They really don't have that many good eggs right now. So starting off with the rookies, 2 copies of Tsukaimon and 4 copies of Salamon, just vanilla 2-drop rookies. 3 copies of Labramon. Let you when you delete something by reducing its DP to 0, you get to draw a card. I actually want to increase this to 4, but really, this is kind of where the deck is right now. And we'll make improvements. Really, we'll just make a lot of more improvements in play testing as we get once really 1.5 comes out. Then this will be a much better and holistically different deck. 4 copies of Patamon. Now Patamon is really probably one of the best yellow cards moving forward into multiple sets after this one as well. When you delete something by reducing its DP to 0, you get to gain a memory. You're gonna see this card in pretty much every yellow deck moving forward. This is such a good card that they got in the trial deck. Definitely a staple card here. So that's it for the rookies. For the champions, 2 copies of Repamon. Really, Repamon is a decent champion. It's a 3-drop level 4, so it kind of helps you in a way turbo into your megas, but it's just a cheap cost 4. It's cheap cost level 4 to put on the board. Um, 3 copies of Angemon. Angemon is a interesting card. So when you call it to the board for a 5 cost, you subtract 3 from something. A lot of this deck kind of revolves around you digivolving into slash Angemon, and then like comboing that with dropping this card to finish. He really just either gets rid of rookies or finishes finishes reducing something's DP to 0 after you use like slash Angemon for the turn. Really, that's it. Otherwise, he's not that great of a card. Only 3,000 DP. So again, you'll see a theme with yellows. Their security checks are really bad in terms of your opponent swinging into high value cards or even mid range powered cards. But yeah, and then we play 3 copies of Gatomon. Gatomon, I really like Gatomon as a Digimon herself, but really, she's an easy Digivolve vanilla. She has 5,000 DP, so she's a card that plays around Volcanicdramon, so it's not too bad. Otherwise, and 5,000 DP is not too bad to swing into security with either. And then we play 4 blockers. They're blockers. You need them. I know some people come to 3, but we just feel a lot more safe with 4, especially with where yellow's at right now. We really wanted to play it a little bit more close to the vest. Then starting with the ultimate, 2 copies of Angelwoman. Now, next set they get a much better Angelwoman, but this Angelwoman's interesting. So she when you digivolve into her, you gain recovery +1 if you have 3 or less security. So she gets you that. So she gets you some security back. With this deck before, we were playing Magna Angema, which means when you he has an inheritable when you digivolve on top of him. When you swing, something gets reduced by 1k. So it helps take care of some of those 4k cards. Put them to 3, then you can drop the Angemon on them. But I've noticed that with this deck and how certain other people were kind of playing, like this deck was taking a lot more hits than it needed than it needed to be. And so I just figured, hey, let's test out with adding a little bit of recovery to the deck just to add in the increased sustainability. But really, it's up to you which one you want to play. 3 copies of Mistymon. Mistymon's a pretty cool card. Pretty good against Rookie Rush. When you play him for 7 costs, you choose 2 Digimon and give them -3,000 DP for the turn. Again, he's another card kind of like Angemon, where he can kind of finish something off for you, in terms of just killing them by reducing their DP to 0, or take care of like Rookie Rush or something like that. So, interesting, decent card overall. Not the greatest, but hey. And then 4 copies of Saruman. Really, these cards, I call them Manzaimon clones. Basically 5 cost, 6,000 DP, really cheap evolve. Just solid cards overall. So you want them just so you can be more memory efficient in getting into your megas. Speaking of megas, so starting off with the megas lineups, we have 4 copies of Slash Angemon. Slash Angemon is actually one of the best yellow cards moving forward, even into set 5. That's still getting cards released for it. But what Slash Angemon does is when you digivolve into him, you subtract something by 8. Basically subtract something for the amount of DP he has. Again, for a Mega, he's kind of weak, but really subtracting something by 8 gets rid of, a blocker, someone who left out a 7k 5k or an 8k 5k. I mean, he gets rid of so many cards that your opponent leaves on the board, and even like I said, in conjunction with other cards, you can subtract something by 8. Like, for instance, you can subtract Arrested Omnimon by 8, put him to 7, and then swing over him with the Slash Angemon. So he just has a lot of different plays he can make to set up, whether it's either to reduce something and kill it and swing over it, or reduce something and just kill it, whatever he needs to do. So very versatile, very good card. And then we play 4 copies of Kentaurosmon, the Royal Knight. I forget which one Kentaurosmon is. I think it's this one right here. Could be mistaken. No, it's right here. This is Kentaurosmon. So what Kentaurosmon is also a pretty interesting card. I mean, I personally like this card. What it does is that when you Digivolve into it, it gives your you choose up to 5 of your opponent's Digimon and give them security attack -2. So pretty much you make it so that whatever is currently on your opponent's board, if they try to attack your security, you're not going to lose any security because their security attack is -2, and they would need to increase it by by 2 to just stabilize the effect. So he really is just here just to prevent your opponent from dealing damage to you. And then when he gets deleted, you subtract some Digimon's DP by 1,000 on your opponent's, by 11,000 on your opponent's board with his own DP. So again, it's another card where you Digivolve, and both of these cards really you just Digivolve into them, start swinging at your opponent. That's it. And if he gets deleted, okay, great, I can take something out, or you can crash him into another 11k. Both get deleted, then his ability pops off, you delete something, you reduce something by 11 on your opponent's board, again, delete that. So all in all, he's just a solid card, and really I think is, these Digimon are the best way to play yellow right now. And then moving on into the options and tamers, we're playing 3 copies of TK Takashi. Again, set your memory to 3, but when you play him, or if you hit him in security and he gets played, yellow has a unique mechanic where they can, for him, where you can look at your security, add a yellow, if you add and then reveal a yellow card, add it to your hand, and then recovery +1. So he lets you grab any card from your security, put it into your hand, and if you reveal it as a yellow card, then you get to do recovery +1. So he's just a good card. You can set up your security too, so that's pretty nice. 2 copies of Symphony #1. Basically, it's a 5-drop card that reduces something by 7k. So 7k is, again, takes care of the majority of the field, takes care of blockers, takes care of this, a lot of different things, red metal gray mons and whatnot. So just an overall solid card. No security effect, so it kind of sucks if it's in there. But if you can grab it, this is one of the cards you would grab off of TK if you can. And then 3 copies of 7 Heavens. 7 Heavens is a card that you get in the trial deck, and what it does is simply, and if you hit any security, you activate the effect, but simply reduce something by 10,000 DP. That definitely takes out, obviously that takes out Volcanitramons, and you'll hear that a lot because Volcanitramons are a card that a lot of people want to play around, but it takes out Volcanitramons. You can do something like Digivolving into a /Angemon, and then drop into 7 Heavens if it's something, and then if it's something big or whatever it is. So yeah, like an Omnimon, you can drop /Angemon, reduce it by 8. If you can't swing, if you can't swing into it because it's in the standing position, you can drop 7 Heavens, or you can drop Symphony and knock out the Omnimon. Or 7 Heavens, whatever the case may be. But this card, if your opponent hits it in security, bam, it's good. So right now it's like really the biggest removal for yellow, but it's not that great of a card, but it is their best removal card. So we're playing 3 of that right now. But that's the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely look forward to more. I think next deck profile I'll be bringing to you is going to be probably going to be maybe my green build. Just I have green, I have red. Just let me know what you want. All right, Card Fight King, and we're out. Peace.